Hello, this is Roland. Today I wanted to stop by to bring a special message to all my listeners and viewers. A lot of people watch me on YouTube, or to put it another way, they watch my YouTube lectures, and a lot of people listen to my radio program. So first of all, if you watch me on YouTube and you like some of the topics and what I have to say, then you should listen to my radio program. It's really good. If you listen to my radio program and you like it, then you should watch some of the YouTube videos, okay? You can easily find them at sheddingshackles.com. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm in my late 60s, okay? And I'm just sort of a regular guy, okay? Around age 40, well, a change occurred. I think that I began to wake up. That's what it was. I began to wake up. And why it is, I don't know. I guess it was time. And then the good Lord helped with the awakening process. Then I began to realize things, to understand things that I never understood before. The more understanding I had, the more forgiving I could be, and the more sure I could be about what I knew, and doubts began to flee. That's one of the things that plagues us all, doubts. We're not sure about this, we're not sure about that, so we go to some expert. We go to this minister, this priest, this rabbi, this psychologist, this college teacher, this author, this expert. And they all have something good to say, some little tidbits of truth or little aphorisms or something that they've gleaned that's of some value. But how do you put it all together? It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, have you seen these great big giant jigsaw puzzles that like have 1,000 pieces? How do you put it all together? Well, I found out how you do. You have to learn to trust what you know in your heart. You have to learn to trust your intuition, your God-given intuition. Okay, and it's also called common sense. So all the way from the most basic common sense things, all the way up to the most sublime realizations about spiritual matters. Okay, it's all intuition. So that means that I can hear what other people say, and if there's anything of value, then I note it. Somehow I just note it. I don't try to note it, I just do. And that's good. If there's nothing of value, it all goes in one ear and out the other. When I grab a book, somehow I kind of can sense, and I don't know how, which books have something of value and which don't. You know, a lot of books don't. And the ones that don't have anything of value are usually the most mainstream. You know, like a giant textbook. You know, it's this thick. You know how big textbooks are now? It's a racket. You make a lot of money on those textbooks. And they keep revising them. And they add more problems, and they add all kinds of teacher's guides and student guides, and everything. They make a fortune. Anyway, the bigger the textbook, the less of any value is going to be in it. Sure, there may be some formulas that you can learn, or a couple of basic facts, but beyond that, see, sometimes the ones that are the most valuable are seemingly are old books or off-the-wall books. You just note something, and it turns out to be something of value. But so how do I learn? I learn from within. The outside books, the outside speakers, the outside everything provides, how should I say this, provides the raw materials, vocabulary, some jargon, a couple of formulas, and then it's collated somehow inside through my common sense and my intuition, which is God-given, and I put it all together. And then I understand. So understanding leads to understanding. And so where does my knowledge come from? Not from the outside, it comes from within. And from the outside, all I get is jargon, formulas. See? Or I see what doesn't work. On the outside, I can see, and I can see what isn't right. Somehow I just see when people have something all wrong. I just see it. Okay? So anyway, the bottom line is I'm self-taught. And then with each day you gain more control, more perspective, more understanding, and it builds. Okay? All you have to do is practice a little exercise every day. It's very important. Okay. So, I wanted to mention a couple of other things before we run out of time. One of the things I tried, I see there are a lot of Christians who, how can I say this? They're all caught up with the words and study. See, they want to be better people. They really do. They really, really do. And they like what they hear. They like the idea of forgiveness and patience and love, and they like that. They want to be a good parent or a good partner and everything. But then they try to study their way to it. And I've always said you can't study your way to God. Remember, it comes from within. It's from intuition. God communicates to you by way of your intuition. That in itself is a fundamental insight. If you could see that, it's very important to see that. And, now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yes, so Christians, they really want to be better people. But, of course, not all of them. Some of them want to be pompous and lord it over others. See? And be self-righteous, like the Pharisees, remember? Jesus didn't get along with the Pharisees very well, did he? But there are a lot of Christians that just want to be, they honestly want to be a better person. But they've been told, well, you have to study and this and that. But it's not working. Something is missing. And they begin to feel like a fraud. They feel like the more they study, see, study can make you guilty because you're looking in the wrong place. See, God doesn't want you to study. It's not that He's against you taking a class or learning something, to be a better electrician or whatever you are, or accountant or whatever. He's not against that. But you can't study your way to Him. He wants you to realize Him within. And it comes by way of intuition. So anyway, these Christians, I thought, well, if I became a pastor, then I could make some videos, lectures, and have my radio program. A non-denominational pastor, not a member of any denomination, not a member of a church or any kind of a group of any kind, and not anything anybody can belong to. Just a pastor for everyone. See, with no obligation, no hard and fast rules, just common sense and love and understanding and intuition. So I found a place where I could become ordained as a pastor, non-denominational, okay, which means I don't belong to any particular church. So that was very nice. And so for quite a while, for, 3, 4 years, 5 years, I called my program on the radio Talk to a Pastor. And I tried setting up some not chat, but what do you call it? Texting, what would you call that? Where you, it's like live chat, where you text something and they type back and you type them and they type back, like that. Live texting, sort of. It didn't work out. I tried. I sat by the computer but most of the questions were not so good, and some of them were not sincere, and some of them were just trying to make trouble, make fun of me, or make fun of pastors or something, and so it didn't work out. So I gradually let that go. So then I thought, well, what can I call my program? I thought, well, let's call it Shedding Shackles. Shedding means letting go, and shackles are like chains. Letting go of the chains of the past. What binds you to the past. Letting go and becoming free. Okay? So I'm still at what I do. I've written 19 books. I have number 20 is almost ready to be published. They're on Amazon. So I have my radio program. I make these lectures. And I'm trying to set people free. See, I don't want you to be I don't want to be an expert. All I want to be is to speak in such a way, Lord willing, that perhaps it'll awaken you to see for yourself. That's true religion, to see for yourself. Okay? To see for yourself. Okay? When you realize something that's beautiful, not because somebody said so, not because you read it, because you see it. And if somebody says it or you read it, then you like what you read because it testifies on the outside to the truth that you know in your heart. That's all. And when something is not right, then even that, you see that it's not right. And how do you see it? You see it in the inner light of truth. So the inner light is testifying wordlessly. Wordlessly, it's saying, that's not quite right. See? So it's the inner truth. It's intuition. First, last, and always. Things on the outside only confirm or only testify to what you already know. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I certainly enjoyed making it. A little something different, kind of more casual, and hope you enjoyed it.